Hi, Ellie, and everyone at the Gelogia stream. All the Orville fans, how are you? This is Scott Grimes, aka Gordon Malloy. Thank you so much for watching this. We are all about our fans. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for our fans. We are in the middle of third season. We were in the middle of doing the third season, but something came up while we were filming. But we're going to continue. It's going to be the best season ever. Hope you enjoy this YouTube channel. This is Captain Gordon Malloy saying...
Excuse me.
Oh, shit.
Captain?
Sorry, Commander.
That's right.
This is Lieutenant. What are you? You're Commander.
I'm Commander.
Commander, sorry, yeah. This is Lieutenant Gordon Malloy saying thank you, and I hope you enjoy the channel. I'm sorry that I swore, Commander.
Get out of my seat.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's right in my face. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm trying out my microphone. I feel like it's covering up all this beauty, though, so I'm going to lower it. That was super humble of me. Gelogia, my loves, I'm so excited to be here. I don't know about you guys, but it has been a long, long week. I'm unmuted, right? Okay, everyone can hear me. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Dr. Scotty. Hello, PJ, Orville Nation. Who else do you... I'm seriously gonna have to go grab my glasses. I'm so blind, it's ridiculous. Hi, Trey, my love. So glad that you're here. I'm very excited again to be here with you guys. Like, I have just been waiting for this all week. Anyone else that pops up in chat, I definitely want to be sure. Hello to Sith Lord. I definitely want to be sure to catch you and say my hellos. I'm sorry, my Elihu is here. Wow, guys, this is bad. My eyesight's like bad. I'm so sorry. Armored Otter. I'm sorry, you guys. I really am. But I wanted to do a couple of shout outs in addition to all my loves in the chat. I think you'll notice my background here, kind of original, kind of cool. I actually found this surfing the web. And there's this group on Reddit. I don't know if you guys are on Reddit, but they're called the Orville Happy Arbor Day. Someone in their group did this. I went ahead and put their link. If you are on Reddit, go ahead and follow them. The link is in the subscription. The other one, this is my second time wearing my Seth Trek tee and everything. But this time I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to the creator, JP, of, I believe it's Fantastic Fun Times. He also does other merchandise, really cool stuff. I not only put his Twitter in the subscription, but I also put his site to go check out everything, all his products. Definitely give it a check out there. Hello, Positive Candor, my number one. Who else is here? Sorry again. I'm sorry again if I miss you. I'm going to blame my eyesight and the lights in my face. So real quick, what I wanted to talk about with this, and it's going to be, I'm excited because it's a little bit intimate, but it's something I feel like families should be open and comfortable sharing with each other. And that is us. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm stopping myself. But Happy Dinosaur is in here. Hello, Chomp Chomp. I haven't seen you in a minute. Starting to worry about you. Yes, very excited to see Happy Dinosaur. Very excited to see all my love show up in the chat today. I really appreciate you guys being here. Help, brother PJ. Oh, so much love, so much family. Honestly, guys, that's all I've ever wanted for us from the start, is to just feel like we had a sense of family. And so this episode I'm really excited for. Firestorm. Did you love to hate or hate to love this episode? It's one of those things where you're watching in anticipation, you're excited, but you're at the same time, you're kind of anxious, in my opinion. I mean, it's not like it's a horror film or anything. Please don't forget to hit the thank you guys. Thank you. Yes, please show your support. Anyways, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. this episode, it's not like it was a scary movie, but we all have fears. We all have insecurities. And I'm going to misquote him a little bit, but Captain Mercer basically says, if we didn't have fears, we wouldn't have any reason to be brave. And so, in my opinion, admitting you have fears and insecurities, having fears doesn't make you weak in any way. If anything, it gives you more opportunity to be strong and be brave and overcome those things that scare you. So I kind of want us to talk about methods to overcome things that we're afraid of. Before we even start talking about our fears, there can be methods to overcome them. I think this is a really good one, right? Where we can confide in family. We can be able to reach out to those that we know would support and love us, and not judge us for things we're afraid of. Any other coping mechanisms you guys can think of, I definitely would love to hear, because maybe your way of handling your fears can definitely, help someone else. While you guys are putting that in the chat, I'm going to stop being stupid and I'm going to go get my glasses and I'll be right back. Go ahead and fill up the chat. Just pollute the chat with how you cope with your fears, though. I really want to know how everybody else handles the things that scares them. 1 second. Love you guys. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Now I'm a nerd. I do apologize. Yes, please share the stream with me, or of me, for me. Thank you. Alicia says she loved this episode. It addresses fears so well without making downplaying the seriousness. This is true. Too, there are moments of comic relief in this. I mean, God, how funny was this? How funny was John Lamar with his fear of clowns? I mean, that was something, in my opinion. That was like, wow, I look super old with this wig and these glasses now. Oh well, I'm old lady today. So John Lamar with his fear of clowns was really funny, but it was still a serious thing. I have no idea who decided that clowns were a form of child's entertainment that was appropriate, but that person is very messed up in the head. But yeah, I do feel like they kind of addressed and the fact that everyone does have fears and insecurities, and we become stronger when we overcome them. This is gonna happen. Lions. I can run faster than my friend. Okay, I guess Elihu, the way Elihu gets over it is that he knows he can run faster than you. If y'all are being chased by a lion. So maybe run like 5 feet apart from him, though, so he doesn't have to he doesn't have the opportunity to trip you up. Because that'll definitely make the lion get you first. We see you, Elihu. Front and center, because that's the only way to get over your fears. So in that sense, I can agree to a certain extent that just to face them head on is a way that we can overcome our fears. At the same time, though, I'd be a little concerned, like as far as shock therapy, right? Depending on how bad your phobia is. Thank you so much, my chomp chomp. Clowns was probably Jay Lee's own fear in real life. I think okay, that's cool. Honestly, if your fear isn't, clowns, then I'm not judging, but clowns are scary. Okay. Just saying. Question. This episode aired on November 16th. Do you think they should have aired it 2 weeks earlier near Halloween? That's so funny that you asked that, PJ, because I was thinking I feel like I should have like Halloween decorations up or like a Halloween background. No, I think it would have been a cool idea for them to put it out on Halloween. It definitely had that feel because I've been watching it. I watched it the other night. I watched it today with everything. And I was like, this would have been a pretty cool Halloween episode. Honestly, in my opinion, it would have been a pretty cool Halloween episode. So, I fear courtrooms. I avoid almost anything that will lead me to them. That is a good idea. Hello, Peggy. Elihu knows how to bob and weave. Oh man, you guys are making me nervous to go on a safari with Elihu ever. Like that would happen, right? But just just saying. Yes, welcome, Peggy. Really happy you could be here. I know how to crochet. That's funny. All right, Alicia likes when it did air. Whenever the Orville comes out is really great, right? But I did kind of get that vibe, like maybe this could have been a little bit fun on Halloween. So, do we still celebrate Halloween in the future? Ooh, Peggy's taking this our own direction, but I like it. What do you guys think? Do we celebrate Halloween 400 years in the future? I can't see an opportunity to get free candy ever going out of style. How would that work? You go around on spaceship? No, you can still go trick or treating on Earth. It's an interesting question though. Seth doesn't want a holiday episode for the Orville. That very well could be true. Alicia says her fear is not one you would expect. Let's go ahead and get into that, you guys. Let's talk about what our fears are. If you guys are open to sharing them, I will go ahead and I'll go first. My fears are interesting. I think overall my fear has an underlying theme or tone of not knowing what's physically out and around me. It's kind of like if you remember in the episode when Claire goes crazy and tries to kill Alara and they lock her up. And oh my God, I love Penny in that. Oh my gosh, she is so amazing playing this crazy doctor, right? Can I get a thumbs up if that performance was just amazing? But so my fear kind of goes to what she was saying. Have you ever looked out and it's so dark out in space and there are infinite terrors lurking in the shadows, right? So I have two major things. That I kind of like to avoid in my life. And the first one is pitch black. Just complete darkness, shrouded in a complete darkness. Can't see my hand in front of my face. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of what could be in it or not knowing if there is something in it. Like maybe if I know something's in it and I know what it is, I'm okay. But yeah, so pitch black. And then this is going to be funny because I live in California, but I avoid the ocean because it's deep water. And I don't mean to freak anyone out, but all I can think about when I think about like a deep water is treading water and looking down. And it's like one of those movies or episodes of like Shark Cage or Cage Diving or whatever. And it comes up like this big white shark with his big, huge mouth and its teeth and just swims up at like 40 miles an hour and gets you. That's all I can. That's all I can think about with deep water. So, but again, it's I don't know what's under me. I would be perfectly fine in the water if I didn't have to worry about anything being under me. But then I freak myself out even more. And I go to a pool and I get in the deep end. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't see the bottom. So those are personally, those are my fears, and I'm not 100% sure how to overcome them. Alicia says that maybe we won't have Halloween, but a similar day type of holiday. So I believe this is Peggy's fear. Let me make sure before I I make sure before I say that is her fear. But okay, so Sithler says, I'm not afraid of much, but I'm afraid of suffering. Kill me right out. Don't let me suffer. I think a lot of people can relate to that as we go on down the road. I don't want to suffer through the rest of it. Let's just make it quick and painless. I think Peggy's saying that hers is a fear of dying alone, not really afraid of elemental things. I think this is one a lot of people can relate to at the end of the day. Where it spawns with and how to cope with it, I'm not 100% sure. And this is one of the huge reasons I wanted us to be able to have this discussion. Because if there's advice anyone has in the chat, because I know Peggy's not the only one who felt like this. I know Sith's not the only one who felt like this. Please, your story, like I said in my tweet, your story can inspire a nation. You never know who needs to hear your story. So if you have recommendations, if you have methods that you use to be able to overcome and conquer your fears, then please share with the group. Hello, Kai. So excited to see you in the house. So glad you're gonna be lurking, exercising. Well, thank you so much for having me in your ear while you're exercising. I am flattered. Supreme Heretic is here. He says his fear is never being able to get boners again. That would be concerning for men. I can see that. Yeah, let's be a little polite, but I can see that being a fear. No, really, guys, really, what is a fear that you have the most difficult time overcoming? Maybe, okay, some people are afraid of the dark. How do you overcome being afraid of the dark? Is the right way to have a nightlight? Or is the right way to lock yourself in a very dark room and just breathe through it until you're good? How do we overcome the things that scare us? So Alara, going back to Firestorm, Alara took a very, very drastic measure to be able to overcome the things that scared her. Yes, fire was a fear of hers. But if you ask me, her true fear was being concerned that she won't be able to perform her duties. She won't be able to perform her job to the best of her abilities as head of security. And I think that, yes, the fire woke her up. I can't remember the name of the Pain. I remember it was Pain because the guy who did the eulogy was like stupid about that. But I think that woke her up to the fact that maybe there are some things that were holding her back from being her absolute best. And like many people, we don't want to be held back from doing our absolute best. In my opinion, I mean, I guess everyone can be different, but in my opinion, I wouldn't want to be held back from being able to do my best because I had a fear of something. So the first thing, is she tried to identify why she has the fear of fire. Ed said he's not going to take a resignation, and that maybe she should try to psychologically understand why she's afraid of fire. So that's when she decided to give her parents a call, right? And it's always fun talking to Alara's parents. God, I love Alara's parents. They remind me so much of some people. We won't get into that this episode, though. So she decides to give her parents a call and finds out that when she was an infant, there was this terrible fire that her and her mother almost died in. Psychologically, if we want to diagnose our fears like that, there might possibly be a trace or a connection to every fear that we have in our lives. There might be that in our past, right? But does there need to be a connection to something for you to have a fear? That's my question. I'm asking you guys, does there need to be a connection? Does something have to have happened to you in your past? Because I'll be real honest, I don't think I ever had anything really bad happen while I was swimming. And I've never had, I'm pretty sure nothing bad has ever happened while I was, yeah, no, I'm good. So, but I do think I have this fear of not being able to control certain elements in my life. And it's not one happening, it's a plethora and culmination of many things throughout my life. So, what makes up your fear? Is it one event? Is it many things throughout your life? Or is it just a fear? I've had Peggy's coming up for a minute, and I'm sorry, a fear of not being able to be intimate again, especially in a world where you have to stay 6 feet apart. That sucks. A very eloquent way to put what Supreme Heretic said. Thank you for that. I can definitely see that being a concern and a fear. We're definitely beings of physicality. We need interaction and intimacy, and that, especially right now, is not happening. Elihu's recommendation, I think this is as far as being afraid of the dark or afraid of what's in the dark, is to acclimate yourself by closing your eyes for a period of time each day. I'm going to make a stupid dad joke and say that I blink so many times in a day, it probably equivalates to like more than half my day that my eyes have been shut. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I had to go there. I had to be that person. And then he says, he. Alicia says she overcomes her fear. I overcome my fear doing things to discuss it and share as much as possible so it's not forgotten. Okay, so and that's kind of what I was saying in the beginning, right? I think it's really important that us as a family, we're all here for each other. And of course, you can always go to your real family, and that's always good if you have that support system. But I think it's really cool that the Orville addresses so many things and so many issues that are relatable to our lives and to this world, that people who are genuinely a part of this community, or not even a part of this community, even if you're just a decent human being who wants to be happy and wants to see others happy, this is a community for you to be a part of. These are discussions for you to be a part of. You don't even have to watch the show to feel welcome to, basically these kind of discussions, because we're always supporting each other. And I love that about our Orville family. So yes, please be open and share that. That's okay, Biggie. We won't judge you. I totally get it. Used to do stuff on my phone all the time. Tasty beef jerky chomp. Yummy. And Supreme Heretic is saying hi to everyone. Hello, Supreme Heretic. DJ asked that you please share the stream. I would really appreciate that. If you could just go ahead, click the little arrow that should pop up when you touch on your screen. A little arrow, have you copy the link, shoot it out in a tweet real quick, and keep me on in the background. It's all this multitasking, I know, but no, it's totally fine. Whatever you guys decide to do, go ahead and smash the thumb for me too, if you wouldn't mind. I'd appreciate it. Just show your love. Peggy repeats, the fear of not being able to be intimate again in a world where we cannot stand closer than 6 feet apart. So I think that is something that comes up. Hello, Jim. Definitely glad to see you. Love. Happy to see you here. Wow. Okay. So how many people have this fear? Or at least you get the anxiety, the butterflies, like, oh my God, this is happening. You're looking down over the ledge or from a high height and your breath gets knocked out of you. And there are people with legitimate phobias. There's so many people. And it's a fear of heights, as far as being on a ledge way high up, or on top of a tall building, looking down, things like that. I've always kind of wondered if I were to get an apartment on, say, like the third or fourth floor of a building if I would be okay with like going out onto my balcony or something. I have always wondered that if you have a fear of heights, which it wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, I've got a little bit of a fear there, you know, put a little, oh, that's me too. Little fear of heights up there. I don't know why my voice got so high, but it did. Do you think it was a precursor to her losing her strength, like a premonition? I like that. That idea has never really been thrown at me before. But it's interesting because the whole time I watched this episode and rewatched this episode, I kept thinking about season 2, episode 2, Home, when she ends up, losing her strength. She can't stick around with us or anything like that. So I do feel like this episode, Seth and the crew were really trying, or writers are really trying to address the seriousness of having fears and the fact that they don't make you weak, they make you strong. I do think they were trying to kind of help people realize that no matter what it is you're afraid of, you can overcome it and you're not weak because you have it in your life. And Live at the Love Shack is here. In the Expanse, they call it fear of high G's. Oh, did AVP go? Oh, I'm so sorry, Alicia. Thank you so much for stopping by. Go get cooled off. Thank you for contributing to the conversation. Thank you so much for being here, dear. I haven't seen. I need to memorize Paul's mantra during the gum jar. Fear is the mind killer. So I agree with that to a certain extent. I think us letting our fears control us is the mind killer. And I think the way they can start to control us is that we don't address them, that we don't pay attention to them, and that we try to kind of push them to the wayside. I think that's when we can truly start to run into the possibilities of our fears being mind killers, of being able to control us, being able to basically just immobilize us. You've seen those movies, or you've maybe even seen someone in real life, a friend who is absolutely paralyzed when they come up against their fear. They see their fear, they see a spider, they see a crow, whatever it is, they see it and they freeze. They literally have like a difficult time breathing and moving. And that's where we never want, because we're all family, we're all brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and what have yous. I don't know. We never want to see any of our family in a position like that. So that's one of the biggest reasons I wanted us to open up and have this discussion with each other, is because I think we should always, whether it's on board the Orville or in our own separate quarters, be encouraging and uplifting each other to do better and be better. Just like Jay Lee loves to tweet all the time, right? Do better. Boom. That's his thing. I think as Orvillians, we kind of owe it to ourselves and owe it to the Orville community to always be striving to be better. But that's just my opinion. I have no idea what he's talking about, or Live at the Love Shack's talking about. PJ hasn't shared his. PJ has not shared his fear. I missed the other thing. Ooh, bring some. Okay. I am all right in a controlled environment in regards to fear of heights, like flying in an airplane. But if I am 50 floors up out on a ledge, then that is my fear. I can see that for sure. Yeah, gravity can be quite a bee, can't it? Can definitely sneak up on you there. So yeah, I can totally relate to that. Again, for those of you just tuning in, I shared my fears are of complete pitch black darkness. Not even seeing my hand in front of me because I don't know what's in it. And deep water because, because I don't know. Like you look down and you can see like what all of like 5 feet before the water gets too dark, and then all of a sudden you see like a big huge row of teeth and Jaws is coming up at you, and baby Jaws is right behind Jaws, and you're dead before you even know it, and that's the last thing you see. I'm not afraid of sharks. I'm afraid I'm afraid of what's in the water once it gets too dark to see down in there. Just saying. If you haven't seen or read Dune, you may not get it. I don't know what there was to get, but I didn't read Dune. Thank you so much, Sith. Yeah, guys, if you could just give me a little, let me know. Let me know. I am turning into a silver banshee for the winter. Thank you. This is a new wig. I just got it today. It looks little bit better in real life and not on camera, but I'm just having fun with it. I'm having fun with it because hair is hair. I am talking Alara. Okay. Total darkness can be super scary, and total silence. Total silence is definitely one that gets up there on the like cringe factor. I'm okay with silence personally because if something happens in it, I can hear it. But if something silently moves in the darkness and I can't see it, where is it? What is it going to do? So definitely yeah, those, like I said, deep water and darkness, not because I'm afraid of swimming. I can swim just fine. I don't need a nightlight necessarily. I just need some kind of light that lets me know I'm not trapped in a little box or that there's something lurking in the shadows. Thank you for coming. Real Review 3000 Chris Knight. Thank you so much for hanging out, lurking in the background and having us on while you make your supper. Appreciate you being here. Is that the old people way of saying it? Dinner. Making dinner. Yeah. Supreme Heretic says, I had said that I am destined to die alone. I'll be the last of my family line. I fear when that comes. And so much love to you. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's not the easiest thing to share. Thank you for sharing that with the family. And I can totally understand that fear. And everyone in the chat, if you haven't already, show Supreme Heretic some love and maybe offer some of your advice as far as that goes. If we were to think, down the road and down the line, and I only know myself, if we were to think down the line, if I was the last person, if I really had nobody else physically in this life to be there with me in my final days, it would be concerning because being alone is something scary. And when you're facing, mortality, it becomes very real in those final moments, right? So the best I can say, because I haven't given it a lot of thought personally, the best I can say is that I would try not to think about it. I wouldn't be ignorant to the fact that it's coming, but I would still take advantage of all the opportunity and time I had left with whoever was still there with me. And if they're all gone, just make every day la vida loca, like yes. I'm the type of person to find a reason to smile, though, even through all the bullshit. Excuse my language, but definitely it's something to think about, though. And again, I thank you so much for sharing that. I fear I'm making reference to everything but the word. That's a good fear to have right now, Jim Henry, because you are on the Orville Family chat. So maybe start making those references appropriate, right? So, okay, just wow. I'm now old. I appreciate that. I don't know what was said. Now I feel bad. I didn't try to call anyone old. Real review. Sup, bro? You guys need someone for tomorrow night? Okay. Um, I fear PJ's and Dorian and I or Ryan's screen COVID might mix and become yellow fever. I don't know what that means, but it sounds kind of funny. So, have you ever wanted, though, with all these fears, have you ever wanted to just take such extreme measures to be able to overcome them, to no longer have them controlling you to a certain extent? Is there anything or any moment that you're just like, I hate being afraid of something so much that if you had the ability to create a simulation that was very realistic and very terrifying, and you could wipe your memory and you could execute Directive 38, which allowed no one to basically cut your simulation and cut the program until you completed it, would you do that just to simply overcome I mean, not simply, but to overcome your fears? Would you be willing to put yourself in the most terrifying of circumstances to be able to get through? Are you the kind of person that put in those circumstances, like Alara, Isaac lights that whole thing on fire, why can't I think, the gate to go out and everything, it's on fire, and she has to kind of like recognize that and breathe through it. And I think she's like, screw this, I have been through so much crap today, this is nothing, and flies out and makes it out before the ship is destroyed. Would you be willing to put yourself in that kind of situation just to overcome your fears? Would you be willing to take drastic measures? I guess is my question. Positive Candor's advice to, I believe, Supreme Heretic is make some friends that can be with you in both the best and worst of times if you don't have a loved one. I would agree with that. I think from what I've experienced so far, the Orville family is an amazing place to do that, you guys. It's an amazing place to come in and really find like-minded people, because like I said, the Orville it's not just about the Orville and knowing the Orville show. Seth MacFarlane and the creators focus so much on real life day problems and real things that people deal with, from being a single parent to overcoming our fears to certain beliefs and systems that relate to the world today. I think the Orville family is a good place to find those kind of friends for you. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, but I am a little. Thank you so much, PJ. Like I said, this background, you guys, check out the subscription, especially if you're on Reddit. There is a group called the Orville. Happy Labor Day. Someone in their group, I believe, made this graphic image, and I was able to find it online. I thought it would be really cool to kind of use for my show and also promote this other group. So yes, if you have Reddit, go ahead, check out the link in the subscription. Peggy agrees with Supreme Heretic. I would take it further that I fear the world we are leaving our children. That, I'm not a parent yet, but I can imagine that's a very legitimate fear that parents have. I mean, God, you take care of these children, I don't even know what to compare them to right now, your little loves for 2 decades. What are you leaving for them to take on and take over once you're gone? That's a very good point, Peggy. Something is a Star Trek reference. I'm getting on Star Trek, I promise. There are people helping me out with that right now, and I appreciate them. They know who they are. We are renaming this channel Ellie the Orville. No, maybe. No, just kidding. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. Again, I really just want us all to have an open and safe environment where we can all talk and speak our minds. And I always say, if you're going to take me out to dinner and we both want the chicken parmesan, you better figure out something else to eat, because I am never okay with you having the same dish as me. And it's okay if you have the same opinion as me. I mean, that's great. But if there aren't different points of views, that makes for a very flat group. You guys, if we agreed on everything, holy no. God, no. Oh, if you all agreed with me, I just want to be friends with you. I'm just kidding. Don't take that as an initiative to argue everything with me either. Okay. So there are some things going on politically and pandemically right now, so that can be a fear for some people and some people not. I do kind of fear hugging the donkey. You know what? When Gordon started doing that, I was kind of afraid too. I got a little sick just watching the episode. I can't even imagine being on board that ship. Bortus was sitting there like crapping his pants in the commander's chair. Okay. Yellow screen fever. This is actually something I would love to do. What? Speeding in space. Okay, Piggy would love to hug the donkey. Is it even possible to speed in space? I think that's actually a really cool idea. Let's make that happen. Let's do an episode where you like drag racing in space. What's up on the Orville? I can see John Lamar doing that. Sorry, Jaylee. Jim fears horses a bit because they're so big. Only been riding once as a kid, and it was white knuckle time. I can definitely see that, and they're unpredictable. I mean, to a certain extent, they're unpredictable. I personally, my grandparents own a farm, and I did horseback riding growing up, but it never goes away. No matter how much you're around horses, there is this ultimate respect for the fact that these are large creatures with minds of their own, and you just can't say, hey, everything's cool, please don't kick me in the face. So I think that's a legitimate fear. I don't know if you're joking or not, but I can totally see it. Yes, y'all do need this. Hold on, I'll put this down again. This shirt, let me move it. This shirt is by our very own JP. If you are not following him on Twitter, you need to be following him. I put his handle in the description. And if you want this shirt or other merchandise like it by him, or just to get all the news about him, that website is also in the description. Okay, JP's a really cool dude. I think he did an interview with Jay Lee. I remember Jay Lee gave him a shout out on Jay Lee, sorry, karaoke. And the next thing we know, freaking JP is doing an interview with Jay Lee. So very cool guy, very dedicated to the Orville. If you guys aren't following JP, definitely check him out on Twitter. Really cool guy, lots of amazing product and content. Okay, I feel like I'm not trying to plug. Anyway, I love all you guys. I would recommend following all you guys. But this shirt, yes, JP's creation. I am the Orville Warrior Princess. I like that. Maybe next week I will wear a tiara. Sharing the different dishes, family style. Are we talking about when you go to a restaurant? Yeah, just get big, huge platters. I grew up in a big family. Just get like one of several different things. It's a great old time. I do want to shout out to Trace. You're still in the chat, love. And that makes me happy. And there's Sith. Thank you so much, love. If you buy her a dinner in Cancun, she might become Ellie's the Orville warrior slave girl princess metal bikini purchased separately. Was Princess Leia in Cancun? I don't understand. I thought the slave girl outfit was for DJ. Love JP's egotastic shirt. He has so many cool ones, guys. Seriously, there are so many. There are a lot of cool products by JP. I don't mean to keep talking about it, but I think he's a really cool guy. He's really on top of his game, and he's putting out stuff and keeping the whole of Orville excited for season 3 because it is coming. There are some articles, there is some information that I'm wanting to tweet out, so watch my Twitter for that. But there is stuff to let us all know that things are still on the right track. Please do not let this pandemic scare you into believing that our family is going to dissolve in some way. That's not the case. We're still going better and stronger than ever. And it's moments like these when we get to band together and show the world just how strong our family and our love is. Okay. So, I did want to talk about everyone's fear in the episode, and just if anybody relates to that, if you have fear similar to it or something, I want you to, like, I don't know, put an emoji in the chat. But so Lamar, he was the one who had the fear of clowns. And I think everybody should put a clown in the chat. If you don't put a clown in the chat, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Just kidding. No, if you think clowns are cool, that's cool. That's cool. I won't judge. But if clowns are terrifying to you, put a clown emoji in the chat. I love at one point, it's when Alara is talking about how, he was so strong. And Gordon makes the comment, Empire Clown. You guys remember that in that episode? And it's just those little things like that. Like, how great is comic relief during moments of fear or things like that. So love that came up. Ed Mercer, Seth MacFarlane's character, is the one who is afraid of spiders, which no thank you for me either. Spiders aren't the biggest deal to me, but they're still creepy crawly and not the most fun. There are, however, people who have spiders as pets, which is cool for them. Tiara and Wonder Woman cosplay. That'd be fun. I can't tell what that is. What is that? I can't tell. Is that a spider? I'm so sorry. Hi, Resolute Germ. Thank you so much for popping in to be with us. Hi, Dave. Really nice to see you. Who else? Who else am I missing? What is that? Oh, ghosts. Positive Candor is scared of ghosts. Very nice. Then we have Ed's afraid of spiders. Claire, Dr. Finn, is afraid of the vortex, the void, the abyss that's in Kelly's room. That was Claire's fear. Nothingness, I guess. The idea that there's a nothingness as a possibility. I don't know what you want to put on there, like a black hole emoji or something. I'm not sure. Malloy Gordon was afraid of psycho doctors. I think because he said he went to go get a mole removed once. And he's terrified of doctors. So he's the reason that Claire went super psycho and tried to kill Alara, I guess. I'm sure there's a doctor emoji. If you're afraid of doctors, put that in the chat. Everybody's saying hi to Germ. I see. Facing fear with humor works for Harry Potter. Now I have to think about every single, guys, hold on. I have to think about every single Harry Potter movie now because Peggy said this. We're going to have to put the stream on hold. I'm trying to think where the humor dealt with. Oh, are you talking, maybe she's talking about the what are they called? The boggarts. Anyways, I'm not okay. Sidetracked. Thank you, Peggy. Uh all right, we've got a few emojis there from Jim. I really am having trouble. I didn't think this through with all the emojis. Now I want to watch the never ending story. What? Okay. That's fun. No, I like the never ending story. Okay, so Bortus's he was the one with the boggarts. Yes, Ellie, you're welcome. Thank you. Bortus is the one who had a fear of, basically AI rising up and enslaving not just humanity, but the entire universe. That was a little telling. No, just a little bit, maybe. Bortus is the one who had that fear. And then Kelly, and I think a lot of people can relate to this one, because the empty ship was meant to simulate the fear of isolation and being alone. And I think a lot of people, those are bugs, Ellie. Oh, okay. I think a lot of people can relate to a fear of being alone. It's not okay. So, how do we put this? People in the chat help me. The fear of being alone is a very real one. And whether we admit it or not, I think everybody does have that fear to a certain extent. Not trying to offend anyone or upset anyone or speak for anyone, but I think to a certain extent, everyone kind of does have that fear. And that's because we are, as human beings, physical creatures, a part of a physical world. And it's very easy to attach our emotions and our thoughts and our ideas to other physical things, whether that's other people or that's money, anything with monetary value, things like that. And so it becomes a very real thing for us to be afraid of being left completely on our own, because as physical beings, we've attached ourselves to so much that's like us, that's physical. And so I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, and I'm not saying this is the way to overcome it. And I'm not putting anyone down by making this statement. I'm not trying to. But there, how does Kelly Clarkson sing it? Just because I'm doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So how do we get to that point? How do we get comfortable enough to say, just because I'm alone, I'm not lonely, and I love myself and I'm comfortable with myself just being me? Because I'm gonna be honest, guys, this is the way I see it. At the end of the day, everything physical has been made to expire, whether that's people we love, ourselves, the milk in our fridge that's done in less than a month. Everything physical is made to expire. Money is meant to be spent. Money comes and money goes. Houses can have damage. Houses can erode. Cars can get. You get what I'm trying to say. Everything physical in this world was created to have an expiration date, including us. And I think there comes a point when we need to realize that the thing that lasts are there are moments like these when we can all be together as a family. Yeah, you guys get to see me in physical form on the camera, but I'm not there with you. And we don't get to see any of you, but I get to feel basically your energy or your personality or whatever you want to call it. I get to feel that through the chat. And at the end of the day, everything else could go in my life. But as long as I love myself and whatever you identify as your personality, your soul, just what makes you you on the inside, as long as I love that and as long as I accept that, I'm going to be okay if I end up alone. God forbid it should happen, but those are kind of my thoughts on the matter. And if you guys want to share yours, I am very open to that. Nothing to be worried about. That, move on. Okay. Yeah. Kaylon, there you go. Nothing physical in this world lasts, and the Kaylons are pretty okay with that too. But even they'll break down one day because they're robots. Think about that. This is very therapeutic. Thank you so much, PJ. I don't mind being alone, just not all of the time. That's a very good that's a good way to put it. I think it's great. I think it's great for us to be able to have our solidarity and our time alone. I think the real fear comes in people thinking they may never see or be with or experience that instance of connection with other people, and that can be very scary. So ask yourself, if you were the last person on the face of the planet, what would you do? Do you go crazy? Do you go insane? Do you start talking to a volleyball named Wilson? What do you do? He says, sometimes I get anxious in unfamiliar crowds, like a party where I don't really know anyone. How many people have that issue though, right? Like that. I mean, that, Jim, you are not alone. And it comes to, I think at the end of the day, again, it comes to a physical comfortability with ourselves in the physical world. Again, and I firmly, wholly believe, and it's not as simple as it sounds, and it's super as simple as it sounds, but as long as you truly, purely, honestly love yourself and accept what makes you you, right? I'm always telling people, I just want you to be happy, but I don't want you to be so happy that to the point where I'm willing to compromise my happiness, right? All you should ever want in life is to be happy. And once you come to that realization and you fully, wholly love yourself on the inside, I think it's a lot easier to be alone, if that makes any sense. I'm sorry if it doesn't. So I am so glad you were here, Peggy. Like I said at the beginning, I was feeling exactly the same way. Very long week for me. And it was so amazing to get to be able to jump on here with all of you guys. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of this family. I'm so happy for everybody that showed up and showed their love and support. Thank you so much to everyone who was able to make it here. I know that for our brother Orville Nation, PJ, it is rather late. I really do appreciate you being up with us at this time, just to share in our family night with us, guys. I love you so much. Please know that you are never truly alone. As long as you got, the Orville in your back pocket, please stay excited. Please know that it is coming. As much as we're waiting on pins and needles, we're people of instant gratification, right? We love instant gratification. We want it right away. But this pandemic is teaching us that that's just not the way it gets to be sometimes. Real quick, PJ has a question. Will you have a discussion panel soon? Yes. I haven't really thought about that. Feel free to DM me about it. I'm open to it, whatever it is. I'm not like 100% sure. Thank you so much, Trey. Live at the Love Shack says, if you love yourself too much, don't forget to wash your hands. Great advice. Thank you so much for being here, Trey. I really appreciate the compliments. I appreciate all you being here. Kai, I hope your workout's going well. Chris, I hope the dinner has turned out awesome. again, you guys, just please know that it's coming. Season 3, it's almost here. It's so close. Now is the time to reach out to and support each other more than ever. And know that with faith and love, we're going to persevere. Oh my God, I sound like such a cheese ball. But that's what this is about. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you next week. Until then, Jaloja, I love you. Take care. Mwah. Bye, guys.